Begin with the leadership this morning, looking at what it offers on the front page. The lead stories only, and the boldest here says Cybercrime Act. Judges need training in technology to check abuses. That's according to stakeholders. The writers, NJC lawyers disagree on training module. There is always budget for training. That's according to the council. All of that on page 4. Away from that, above the masthead, I did not defect to PDP or any other party. That's coming from El Rufai. Page 6 has all that you need to know about that. And a very sad report here on page 4 of the leadership. The headline says, bandits kill Mieti Allah chairman in Katsina. Beside the picture story, we have 4 dead, many injured in Delta tanker explosion. Developments, economic hardship on private sector. That's on page 23. Terrorists scare farmers from harvest in Niger. That's on page 21. INEC denies plan to destroy 6 million uncollected PPCs. And very interesting caption here says CBN facilitates refund of 7.05 billion naira, 714,569 to bank customers. All right, so that's an interesting read there. Daily Trust is next. Daily Trust leads with 2 trillion naira power project stalled. Accountability, PPP, key to reform, according to experts. Above that, chicken sellers slash prices amidst low patronage. Details on page 78. And then we have new virus hits China. Over 5,000 hospitalized in UK. That's on page 72. Of course, the picture of the president and the governor of Enugu is on almost all the papers this morning. That's also right here on the front page of Daily Trust. And then we have WAEC introduces reseat exams for candidates. What's that about? Page 6 has all the details. Drug trafficking. Saudi Arabia releases 3 Nigerian women after 10 months in jail. That's on page 8. And finally, this morning on the front page of the Daily Trust, tax reforms is the kicker. Northern elders, Katsima, urge more consultations. That's on page 6.
Yes, let's quickly go to the Guardian newspaper. And above the masthead, we have Tinubu hails Mba for reposition Enugu for economic growth. Commissions multiple projects. If you remember, the president was on a one-day working visit to Enugu State last week. And just below the masthead, fresh agitation trails for execution of new minimum wage. It's on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. And at the side piece of the picture story, Peter Obi decries intimidation, insists on fighting for better Nigeria. Find details on page 7. Like we read, INEC denies plan to destroy 6 million unclaimed PVCs. Find the details on page 2. Going down the Guardian newspaper at the bottom plate, we have terrorists kill Mieti Allah chairman, 3 orders in Katsina. Details on page 38. Insurgencies, insecurity to end in 2025. That's coming from Chief of Defense Staff. He tells the personnel of the Nigerian Army. Details on page 9. Discos pay 137 billion naira to TCN amid persistent grid collapse. The bottom plate, 4 fear dead, property petrol tanker explodes in Delta State. You find details on page 12. I see the picture story there. Minister of Works, Senator Dave Umahi, Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, Governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, President Bola Tinubu, and Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mba, during the President's state visit to Enugu and inauguration of multiple infrastructural projects executed by Governor Mba's administration at the weekend. Chukuri?
You would practically call him Ichie.
Ichie.
Bola Tinubu.
Yeah, he's
he is APC.
And it sort of looks good in the...
He is APC.
Yes.
The governor is a PDP. There's a first trip really outside after the Lagos,
yes,
break and all that. And I find it interesting. But on a very positive note, as a citizen of this country, as somebody who believes in democracy, and somebody who believes that after elections, governance must take over. The president's visit should not raise eyebrows at all. I really like it. Yeah. It's a good way of saying, hey, we are all under the same umbrella, which is what we should really...
Well, he's the president of Nigeria.
Exactly. I like such expressions. Call it body language, whatever you want to call it. I am one of those who frown on the kind of language I hear when we're debating these tax reform bills and all that. People could really have a good cause for concern. But the language I hear does not quite ennoble, you know?
Yeah, you know,
so we have to really dwell on that, which would not sound divisive and segregationist. I like it when a man comes out and expresses Nigerianness.
That's actually why I went into that. That's why the president is a political strategist.
Oh, he is.
You can't take it away from him.
Give that to him.
Yes.
Give that to him. But as much as we applaud the fact that Tinubu is a tactician, we must never stop telling the president, you have to listen and listen and listen and listen. Yes. You don't get tired of listening because there's no way he's going to claim he knows it all, you know. So let us all begin to think green, white, green all the time. And you'll find that we won't deviate too much from the central focus of that which will grow Nigeria.
Like we're discussing before the program started, the three of us there with the newscaster, we said, look, Nigeria is the most... I'm so proud to be a Nigerian.
No, it's a great...
Any place I go, I hold my head high and say, I am a Nigerian.
It's a great thing to be a Nigerian. You want them to give you...
Last year it was no grief for anybody.
Yeah.
They were...
Day for who, day for you.
Day for who, day for you.
Exactly. It's a great country.
We have a slogan for every year. We have slogans for every year.
And everybody in this country is very important. That is one message I want Noah to keep on, you know, harping on and all that. I said the other time, we were of the opinion, some of us, that without oil, this country, now hunger has stared us in the face, and we know where much of the food comes from.
We're looking outside the box.
It's a way of telling us, you are important, I'm important. Chukwudi is also important.
Of course.
You know.
All right. Talking about importance, I think customers are very important. And, you know, a growing trend...
The customer is king.
King, yeah. A growing trend, and I'm glad that the CBN is trying to address it, is the deductions in accounts. Unauthorized. And... Anyways, you know, the headline here says CBN facilitates refund of 7.05 billion naira. This is deductions in just 8 months.
Did you get any money?
They're yet to carry out the operation, but it's a plan.
Remember, there was accidental dispatch of money to accounts. I read up where they actually got legal backing to take those monies back. Could that be what you're talking about?
It's not about
dropping it for us to...
By the way, the credits that some people got that were not also authorized and all of that, I mean, that also needs to be investigated because there are reports in some quarters that, you know, some of those things may be deliberate and all of that. But that's not even the issue.
Let's not speculate.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why I said investigations need to go on. But, you know, the deductions, I'm sure you have witnessed this. Wake of 50 naira is gone, 70 naira is gone somewhere. I mean,
if you're talking about the routine headache, which I call mischief, financial mischief, that we have been experiencing, that will not be today now. Many of those deductions, they actually drop your jaw. You don't know what they are really for.
Exactly.
That is the point.
In GT Bank, the moment you start transfer, they have deducted already. The moment you start transfer, you see an alert. They've deducted already.
No, it's actually pay as you go.
I don't understand. I don't understand which pay as you go. What if the transfer doesn't go? You still have taken your money.
You know, at the end of the day, what aches some people is that the banks, which are supposed to be the powerhouse, creating the enabling environment for production, manufacture to go on,
and to make you feel safe is now...
feel safe. They loaning out monies for long-term things that will make Nigerians grow.
They're even afraid to put money in the bank now.
That is the point, you know. So we have to have a banking system that gives us that feeling that we have a consolidated, solid existence, that we cannot be shaken by just a few vagaries or
exactly. You know, I'm glad that the CBN is doing this. They should also look at banks who no longer, you know, remit interest to people who have monies in their savings account. Only very few banks.
I got a little interest.
Well,
I'm surprised
some banks
because my money does not last enough to attract interest. So I thought it was somebody's money they gave me.
And I wonder where this rumor, I should say, on INEC, you know, planning to destroy 6 million unclean PVC. Why do we just wake up in the morning and just concoct some lies and post it on social media?
Without denigrating our colleagues in the newsroom, it's not every investigation that I take hook, line, and sinker. No,
with a pinch of salt.
There are some so-called investigations I take with a pinch of salt, because sometimes you see you have this feeling that a paper wants to sell. You know, you hardly hear them on the electronic. Some of these stories you're talking about, they're usually print, you know.
Anyway,
I must respect print people. I think they're deeper than us in terms of weightiness.
You know, sometimes
weight of knowledge.
Sometimes,
I think so.
You know, Chukwudi, I agree with you that, you know, people shouldn't just go to press when they do not have facts. But, you know, sometimes those kind of stories bring out the real stories. You know, like, I mean, what
I know you like people who cause trouble. Go on.
Don't mind her. And just inside the Guardian newspaper, vandals of Abuja highway sewage manhole covers arrested, says FCT. These people need to be
arrested.
I think.
When did that ugly phenomenon start?
I wonder.
Many people have fallen into those holes. And actually,
a lot of accidents
have suffered very serious injury.
Yes.
And the most annoying thing, maybe it's the action man weekend now that is making this happen.
And that's what I said, but
otherwise, I can assure you, I can remind us that thing has been going on for so many years. Time. And to get those covers out, the lid out, it takes a lot of activity. They are well, you know, welded onto the whatever superstructure carries them there. Yet people have time to take them away.
Yes.
In a place as open and metropolitan as Abuja.
Very sad.
That criminality has so many people contributing to it.
Very true.
That is my opinion.
I agree with you. But I want to find out what you think about this policy or initiative by WAEC, the introduction of reseat exams for candidates. What it means is if you take the general exam, the normal exam, and you fill some papers, so you have between January and February of the following year to resit the papers you want that you didn't do well before the next general examination. Do you think it's a good way?
When you pass it, do you add that?
Yes, you add that.
That's, you know,
that's how it's done in other climes.
Education should not be too discriminatory. That should not exclude some people deliberately. You are encouraged into further education, really.
Yes.
So if that is the purpose of it, I think I applaud it.
Yeah, I applaud.
There is no such person as a dullard, really.
No.
Circumstance could deter the amount of knowledge you show and your ability or propensity to pass exams. So you plan for everybody.
Exam is not a determinant of intelligence, actually.
It becomes more inclusive. Yes, sometimes exam does not quite determine.
Because they can just cram it and give it back to you, back to sender.
Except when you're writing additional maths.
I wanted to say those who don't know maths.
She must have a way of reminding me that I wrote mathematics 3 times and 4 times.
Okay.
Failed it.
Okay, Chooks. Thank you so much for that note.